Hey, great. Hi, this is Coach John here from Learning Out of the Box, and today I'm going to use a method called use what you see. Okay, so and again, you need to have some basic knowledge of the different heuristic concepts or the problem sum types. Okay, so here goes. Okay, so just let me write down here and to remind you to use what you see. All right, okay, so here goes. Okay, so the first thing that I always teach my students is you need to underline numbers, underline keywords, circle numbers, and if it's a very important keyword, you need to double underline, okay? So here goes. Okay, so let's say you are holding on to a blue pen. So circle numbers, underline keyword, circle fraction, double underline, because this is a very important keyword in this question, and this is called the remainder concept. So when you see the word remaining, it reminded you of remainder concept. Then circle fraction, underline left, and then cell all together with question mark again. Yeah, just remind you that this is what you need. Okay, so for the fact that this is a remainder concept, there are two methods. One will be pull down. The other one is branching. So how do you know when to use which one? So in this case, because there is an actual fraction at the back, you need to use branching. Okay. Again, there are many ways to solve a question, but for this, you will want to stick to your preferred method. And my preferred method is branching because of the actual fraction at the back. So when you use pull down, when you see the word additional, or when it's just like a smooth sailing question, and then they will, without actual fraction at the back, then they ask you how many buns did the baker bake all together. Okay, so since it's branching, and then what is the framework of branching? Okay, what do you see? So you do this. So it's like that. Okay, then it's like that. Then you put here actual fraction. Okay, then you do this. Okay, so next, what you can do is again, please be able to teach your kid how to put out the framework. Okay, so for branching, it is just like a fallen tree branch at the side, lying at the side. Okay, so just let me make it a bit exaggerated. So this is like the tree branch, and then you have the leaf. Okay, this is the leaf. The leaf. Yeah, this is how I teach children because many kids, as you know, are visual learners, as in they need to use colors to remember. Okay, so you can see that there are two spaces here. So by right you have to put the fractions into them. So using back my blue pen. Okay, so let's go back to the flow, which is called use what you see. Then he sewed 126. Okay, so from one hole, okay, bake some buns here will be considered as one hole. He sewed, okay, sewed 126. Okay. And in the morning, Okay, so AM. Okay, so looking at it, since the different events are AM and PM, so I will change this to AM and put here 126. Okay, then this is the remainder. And then here will be 8 over 13. 8 out of 13 of the remainder. 8 out of 13 of the remainder. So in the afternoon, PM. So in this case, it's actually 13, 1 out of 13. So minus of 8 will be 5 out of 13. And this is the left. Okay, so as you can see right here, AM will be aligned to this space. PM will be aligned to this space, and left is aligned to this space. Okay? Okay, so right now, our intention is just to squeeze out every possible step from the question. So what do we do next? We continue to move on instead of feeling the stress to solve the question. Yeah, because a lot of times when a child sees a question, there's this unseen stress that the child must solve it and get the answer right on the spot. Yeah. So there's a lot of expectations. Yeah. So somehow the problem sum solving experience become very stressful, not just for children, but also for adults as well. And why not we just slow down and we look at the question and then we ask ourselves, so what is the question saying? And we just put in what we saw, and then with some basic understanding of problem sum type, and you know that you have to know a total of 12 concepts by P5. And so if you are P6, you should know all 12 by now. If you don't know them, it's actually very hard to solve questions. Yeah, and probably that's also one of the reasons why you struggle. Okay, so let's read on. And it says, oh, there's a left here as well. Okay, there's a left here as well. And it's 2/6 of the buns. And this is the total. Okay, the total meaning over here. So in this space, there's an off here as well, because it also says 5/13 out of 5 out of 13 out of remainder. Okay, and is equal to or same as 2/7 of total. So if I just put this over here to make it easier for you, I move out a bit. You just ignore what I was taught. Okay, so 5 out of 13 of remainder is equal to 2 out of 7 of t. What is this keyword? Equal to, and this one will tell you that this is under equal fractions. All right, so if you are seeing stars now, that means you must go back to revisit your 12 concepts. If you can follow, congrats. Okay, so right now, remember what I told you before. When you see equal fractions, you have to use the method called make numerator the same, or you can use our method called the tic-tac-toe. So we have R and T, and this is the equal fractions. So we have 5 out of 13 and 2 out of 7. So in this case, can you see the word U, and this is make up the same? So this is to remind you, you have to make numerators the same. So you have times 2 to get 10 over 26, and times 5 to get 10 over 35. And you can see right here, the numerators are the same. So this is also saying 10 out of 26 of R. If you draw in a model form, okay, we have R and then, okay, when they say equal, right? So what is the step that I tell you? Draw two equal boxes and put here as 10U, 10U. And for the whole of R is actually 26U. And for the whole of T is 35U. So this is what it means in model. Yeah, so you find that it's a bit hard to do this, learn it. Otherwise, you'll be drawing 26 boxes as well as 35 boxes, which I don't think you have the time in the exam to do that. Okay, so right now we have 26 and 35. So which means that here we have 35 units in total. R, we have 26 units in total. And let's say if I do number bond again, okay, let me just write here again. So we have 35U in total for total, 26U for remainder. And this is the 126. Yeah, so how many units? So AM is equivalent to 35 minus 26U, which is equals to, okay, come help me out, 9U, and 1U, and 9U is equals to 126. Okay, so remember, 126 is actually what we call Mr. number. Okay, Mr. number. And Mr. number has to find Mr. North Star. And in LOB, our class learns North Star as 1 unit. Because this is like your compass, your guiding light. And you realize that it's always the same step that you have to find your 1U, which is the North Star, in almost all problem sum that consists of units. Okay, so to group these two up, this is always a set, yeah, of 2 steps. So when you have this, you need to have this, and a lot of times, in most cases, this one is actually given. It's given. The Mr. number is always given. So the function of this is the function of the number is to find 1 unit. Okay, so right now they are asking how many buns did he sell altogether? Okay, so with this, what do you do? Okay, so with this, since we know what's left, and left is actually 2 out of 7, right? Okay, so left is actually 2 out of 7 times. Okay, how many units in total? 35U. Okay, so let me just get 35U out here first, which is 35 times 14. And that's 490. So left is actually cancel. Do your cancellation. Yeah. Okay, here please do not just rely on calculator. Please do your cancellation. Then so is total minus 140 equals to 350, and that's the answer. Okay, so in short, let me just quickly go through what it means by you use what you see. Okay. So let me use yellow. Okay, so you can see that the first like that. Sold how much? sold how much, sold how much, and then sold how much of the remainder, then you sold how much, okay? And then of course you have some left, and this came from the top. And then again, you just continue with this one, and it's just planting in the numbers of fractions and keywords that you see. Then how you know it's branching? Because of remaining and actual fraction. So you use branching. So the yellow part is the processing part. And of course, when you see a remainder concept, you know the off is actually times. The off is times, okay? The off is times. And at the same time, this is the crucial part, because it says whatever you have left is the same as 2/7 of the buns. So in here, you can see another concept called equal fractions. So let me just repeat. 5/13 of R is equal to, same row, 2/7 of T, which came from here as well, okay? Then with this, you know you have to use your tic-tac-toe and make up the same because it came from equal. Yeah, so a lot of things are all interlinked. Yeah, so not sure if you have learned that before, which is why many parents say that our methods are faster. Then again, so back to the denominators, you just take them and plug them inside. And you know that, again, this is also another trick. The number's purpose is to find your 1U or your North Star. So in this case, 126, which is given, is to find your North Star. And then after that, you can actually add in another good habit, okay, which is to put in a question mark. So they want what sold, right? So you just put here and here, okay? Sorry, no, here, or these two question mark. Why is it a good habit to put in a question mark? Because you can actually look at your branching and know what you need to find without navigating to and fro, which is actually quite a waste of time. Yeah, and you know that under time pressure, your time is so limited. Okay, so after that, there are a few methods. You can find AM, you can find PM and then add to AM, or you can just simply take 35U, which is 490 over here, and minus off 140, because 2/7 of 490 is equals to left, which is over here, and it's given. Okay, so I hope that it is beneficial to you, and this method is simply called use what you see. Okay, so all the best to your problem sum solving.